You started off saying that there was denial, and we know that there are other stages after denial. But while physically you did fight, was there a mental health journey along with it?
Yes, of course.
To accept, to decide that no, this is a hard fight, but I'm going to do it. What was that like?
So in my team of doctors, I opted for a naturopath because the treatment that you go through is worse than the disease actually, which is killing it. It just kills you. Like the doctor's words were, we are basically carpet bombing your body. So it's as good as a nuclear attack. And then you will, cells will grow back again. So it's that kind of a language you're talking about your body. I learned to feel bad for my body. I learned to be a little more, tender
Loving,
towards my own body. When I heard that, I wanted to hug myself and say, oh, is this what you're going to go through? And so I realized that, you know what, maybe this is the proved way of doing it. A lot of people reached out with alternate medication, but I was at fourth stage. I had no time
to experiment.
Experiment. So then what we chose to do was get a naturopath for the healing process. And that's the main thing about this, that how do you heal from it? And then you realize that what you eat, how you sleep, and your gut health, so now it's been spoken about a lot more. At that time, nobody spoke about all those things. So I just went into me, like how I did with movies. I went into reading up about it. So here I went into reading up about it and how do I heal? And so in the process of healing, I also went to what they call an oncopsychologist. So, actually there are support systems for your support system, because the primary caregivers also go through so much that, they need help also, not just the patient, and me too. So, just getting there and understanding that, why did I get it? How did I get it? It's not my fault. It's not my lifestyle. Just understanding that helped me understand and not feel scared of it. That, okay, this was meant to be. I realized it was genetic. It came from, then we moved into the next stage of it. When I realized that means rest of the family has it. So the idea was that, okay, we got in touch with extended family and told them, you need to test. Then I got their testing organized. We tested everybody and we found a lot of others. We had lost a few people. There were other cousins who, we found the gene and so knew that they were there. Now they know that the next generation, which ones of them need to test at a certain age to know if this gene has been carried on. So you can catch it so much early, and then you don't have to go through this kind of treatment. You can catch it early and you can be okay.
Yeah.
So the cancer is really not that scary if you catch it early.
Early enough. Yeah.
The problem is that we don't catch it early because it's a great, the cancer cells are your cells which have turned cancerous. So they hide so well, a lot of times so the point is to detect it early. Now you detect it early by talking about it, by having the knowledge of it. And I got everybody tested. And, only at Tata they were doing certain kind of testing. I got everybody to come and do things there. And then I started talking about how important genetic testing was, because what I realized was that in the US, they have the data bank. So if today, if somebody is suffering with lymphoma or a blood cancer, you don't have the data bank where you can trace a donor. So in what you would call we are the South Asians, right?
Yeah.
And we are such a strong group and different. And we are there all over the world. But just because there's no data bank for this, you can't find the donor. You lose lives because you can't find the donor. Because people will not test and be genetically tested. And no, we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. There's no harm in it. Look at your data on your phone. They know everything about you. You might as well do genetic testing and be done with it. Because they know everything about you anyway now. So yeah. That's how I started talking about it. And I said, no, I need to talk about it. And then, once I recovered, I got so much of, I thought that if I've been given a second chance, I think maybe this is what I need to do and be honest about it and talk about it as it is, I didn't want it to be dramatic.